Question 9. You will be assessed on the quality of your organisation, communication and accuracy in writing in this question. So this is an OCW question. So it is 6 marks in total, but you get 4 marks for answering the question correctly and 2 marks, 1 for your organisation and communication and 1 for your accuracy in writing. Dewi visited a souvenir shop in order to buy some keyrings. The keyrings cost 68p each. Dewi bought as many as was possible with a £10 note. How many keyrings was Dewi able to buy and what change did he get from £10? So I'm just going to highlight the important bits of information here. So the keyrings cost 68p each. He paid with a £10 note. So the question then is asking me how many keyrings did he buy and what change did he get. If I don't answer those 2 things, I won't get full marks for the question. So again, I'm being assessed on my organisation and communication, so I'm going to write in an organised way and as little as possible so that I don't lose marks for my accuracy in writing, because as you know, the more you write, the more likelihood you are going to make a mistake. So we're going to start off by thinking of how many keyrings he can buy. So he paid with a £10 note and each keyring cost him 68p. So we need to find out how many 68p can fit into that £10 note. So the sum we need to do is £10 divided by 68p. So as I'm writing this in pounds, I need to write the 68p in pounds also. Because if I did 10 divided by 68, that would give me a different answer. So 68p written in pounds is no pounds and 68p. So 0.68. So £10 divided by 0.68. This is a calculator paper, so I can do this on my calculator. £10 divided by 0.68. Check you haven't made any mistakes. And that gives me 14.7. 7 recurring. You can write down the rest if you want, but there's no need here. So that tells me that I can fit 14 whole keyrings into that £10. So 14 times 68p is how much? 14 keyrings times 0.68. That will cost £9.52. So we know how many keyrings he bought. That's the first thing it's asked us to do. And the next thing it's asked us to do is find out how much change he received. So in order to find out the change, we needed to know how much it cost him. And we've just worked that out by saying £9.52. So I'm just going to write a little sentence for the examiner. Dewi bought 14 keyrings. Now I need to work out the change. So to find the change, I'm going to do the £10, take away what he spent. £10, take away £9.52. Again, I can do that on my calculator. £10, take away £9.52 equals, you can do it in your head if you wish and check on the calculator, that's completely up to you. So that gives me 0.48. So now I've also answered how much change he received. So I'm just writing a little sentence. Dewi will get. So when I'm doing this, I'm using the words that are used in the question. How many keyrings was Dewi able to buy? Dewi bought 14 keyrings. And what change did he get from £10? Derry will get 48 pence. Change. So what I've done is I've written my calculations. What I wrote on the calculator, I wrote on the paper as well, so the examiner can see what workings out I've done, because the examiner can't see what you've written on the calculator and they need to give you as many marks as possible, even if you've made some mistakes. So at each stage, I've shown my workings out. So that is a structured, logical response. So you'll get, let's have a look where you'll get the marks from. So you'll get 1 mark for saying £10 divided by 68 pence. That's finding out how many key rings he can buy. You get 1 mark for the accuracy then in getting that answer correct, in understanding that that is 14 whole key rings. It doesn't really matter about these remainders because that's not a whole key ring. So that's 1 mark for the accuracy. You get 1 mark then for working out the change. So £10 take away £9.52. And then you get 1 mark for your accuracy again in calculating this correctly, that's 48 pence. And the 48 pence, you can either write it with the pound sign, so £0.48, or you could write it like this. Either one would get you the mark, it doesn't matter. So that's the full 4 marks for answering the question correctly. Now we need to look at the 2 marks for your organisation, communication and accuracy in writing. So as you can see, this is set out in an organised way. So I've given my workings out for each stage of the question. I've told the examiner what I've done at each stage. It's very clear. So that's 1 mark. And the accuracy in writing, so there's no spelling errors. I have a capital letter for Derry's name. My decimal points are in the correct places and consistent, and I have all of my pound signs in the correct places. So that's my final mark for accuracy in writing. So that's a full 6 marks for that question.